My presentation is called Excel Dashboard Simplified. In this presentation, I am going to make a simple demo to create dynamic dashboards, and I will do this by following certain simple steps, starting from data table, going to pivot table, pivot chart, and then the choice of filter, row, column, and value, then slicer, then timeline. Data table is a simple database that has many records and 6 fields. One of them is not very important, which is the order ID. The other 5 fields are for product and category, which is either vegetables or fruit, and then the amount in dollars, the date, and the country. The pivot table, if I place myself inside the database and say insert pivot table, I get this window. When I hit, I get an empty pivot table, and I have to assign from the 5 fields to the 4 places here, which are filters, columns, rows, and values. Because this is how I like my data to be represented in the pivot table. In this example, I put category in filters, I put product in columns, and I put country in rows, and I put sum of amount in values. If I do that, I get this pivot table here. The pivot chart, if I go and hit insert pivot chart, I get a suggestion from the pivot table, but I changed the suggestion and I made the data into a graph of stacked column, as you can see. If I hit OK, I get the pivot table and I get the stacked column chart. Here I have to look carefully for the 3 small arrows that I put inside red circles that allows me to create the dynamic dashboard. How? We will see now. If I hit on category, I can use select multiple items. If I do that, I can choose only vegetables. If I choose only vegetables and hit OK, I get a table for vegetables only, different from the table with vegetables and fruits. And of course you can notice that the maximum value here was 300,000, but if you go to vegetables only, you find that it is 100,000. Again, I can do the same exercise for products. If I say OK and then I choose banana only, if I choose banana and hit OK, I get a chart for banana only one color, and this is what I get. The third thing is for country. Again, I will say OK and choose only United States. If I hit United States, I get the data here for United Kingdom, but the type of chart is not clear enough. Therefore, I click the chart itself and go to design and switch row and column. If I do that, I get for United Kingdom only, and because this is not sorted, I can go to the pivot table and sort from largest to smallest to get the ranking of the products. If I do that, you will see that the products are ranked from largest to smallest. The slicer itself is a different way of doing the dynamic dashboard by going to pivot table analyze, and I say insert slicer. If I insert slicer, I get 6 options, which are the 6 fields, and then I choose only 3 fields. As you can see, I choose product, category and country. If I hit OK, I get 3 nice slicers. Each slicer contains the unique fields in the column for country, for category, and for product. Timeline. To insert a timeline, I have to go to PivotTable Analyze and hit Insert Line, Timeline, and then I got the data. If I click on data, I can add the timeline, as you can see, and I arranged the slicers and the timeline to look better, and this for all types of products. Here, how to use the slicer to have a dynamic dashboard. If I go to country and I use fruits only and I hit OK, I get fruits only. But if I do that, I get the same stacked column, and then I switch again and use the sorting to get a better look of the fruits only. If I do this for banana, I get the banana sorted in. And the third thing, if I do the same exercise for United Kingdom, I get only United Kingdom, as you can see. Now, the timeline itself has 3 options. If you click on the timeline, you can get either months, as you can see here. If you look at the maximum value, you will find that the maximum value is 35,000. If I hit a quarter and I choose third quarter and go to the maximum value, you will find 100,000 as the maximum of the y-axis. If I choose a year, of course, the maximum value of the y-axis will be 400,000. Therefore, what I did in this presentation, I used the pivot table to create both pivot charts, slicers, and timeline. These dynamic dashboards can be created also, in addition to slicers, can be created through the pivot table fields with the 3 small arrows that I have shown you. The timeline is a special case, and it is selected from PivotTable Analyze, and I have the choice to show data in a year or quarter or even a month.